YouTube family. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome back. Well, I just finished my wash day. I am putting the video up. It only took me 25 minutes to wash my locks. Now, isn't that a great wash day? 25 minutes. And that's filming 25 minutes. So if I would do it just in the shower, it would be even less. But it was 25 minutes for a full wash day. You will see the video. I will have a video up soon. But today is a update. I am now 18 months locked. 18 months locked. And still loving it. Still loving it. I'm telling you, it's just like most people say, why did I wait so long to do it? But I'm loving it. So, but this is more or less a update on things I have learned, things I'm still deciding about my locks, things I'm watching other YouTubers do, and I just have some questions, just things to make us, again, think. Because I'm not sure whether I want to do them or don't want to do them, but I'm just putting them out there. So, and I have notes. So let me get my phone and let's talk about some of these things that I want to discuss and maybe you want to discuss. So the first thing is, since I am 18 months and I am still in my 2-month no retwisting challenge. So I am seven weeks in. I am loving not twisting. With me being an older woman that has thin hair, and then most of my thin hair is on my crown, it makes my hair look fuller. So that's a plus when you're not retwisting for a person who has thinner hair. It gives the illusion of your hair being fuller. So I do love that. But you also got to remember, it's always pros and cons to everything. So if it makes your hair look makes your hair look thicker or fuller, you also got to be careful with not twisting. If you're that person that your hair grows outside your locks, that might be, you might be that person who maybe needs to twist more often because of that reason. So it's so many different factors on why or when and when you should retwist. Should you retwist often? Shouldn't you retwist often? It depends on the individual. For me, having thinner locks, thinner hair, I find that right now I'm getting ready to go into 2 months. I'm liking the 2 months. I think I can go longer. Now I do have some issues with me not retwisting that long. My edges, all the borders, they get very fuzzy, very unruly, and some of the hair grows outside the locks. Definitely around here. So I have to be careful because my locks could thin out because of that. So I might have to retwist the perimeters of my hair just so my locks don't thin out, but leave my top and the back untwisted. That's my thought. When I get to my 8 weeks or my 2 months, I'm planning to only retwist this portion and around because I like the fullness I'm getting in the center. So that's, for me, is a plus with not retwisting. Maybe not for someone else because their locks can thin out if you're not retwisting, if you're that person who hair grows outside. And I do have some that do that. That's why I'm talking here is where the retwist. But I think I'm going to give it another 2 months on the rest. But remember, with not retwisting, you should also pop, or whatever you want to call it, separate your locks in between. Otherwise, you're going to have a painful time when it's time to retwist, and things are going to start marrying together and merging together. And if you're not that person who wants freedom locks or semi-free-forming locks, you're going to have to manicure your parts, meaning keep them separated. You don't have to twist them. Just make sure they're separated. Go through after a wash, which today's wash day. I will do that tomorrow. like I said in my wash video, I do not put anything on my locks until 24 hours after my hair has fully dried. So this is me letting my hair dry. I usually put it up in space buns, one bun. I move it around within that time because I don't want my hair to get mildew. I am so afraid of that. You hear it on YouTube, you see it. I don't want it. So I do everything possible to keep my hair drying from the inside out when I wash it. If I, like today, I did wash my hair a little later than I normally wash my hair, but I think I can get away with letting it air dry. Sometimes I will get under the dryer. I will not go to bed with wet hair. So that's not a good thing. So we already talked about the 18 months and what I've learned. So the thing about retwisting, I'm almost 2 months. I think I'm gonna go another 2 months and see how I like it. Again, I will probably next week at 2 months, I will probably retwist my perimeters. So that's one thing. Another thing I've learned in 18 months, which I had my sprinkles on my locks for probably 9 months. Sprinkles are a good thing. Sprinkles could be a problem for a person who, again, has thin locks. They weigh your locks down. If your hair and your root is not strong enough for that, be careful of putting sprinkles, or just put a very little amount of sprinkles. It also makes it harder for you to attain your curls. When you curl your hair, these will weigh your locks down, which means your curls will not last unless you're willing to put some product in your hair. Some people put wrapping foam and stuff like that. I have used that, and I have used it for my locks when I do the edges just to keep them in place. So I do like that. I might show you what I use. But I noticed with having these sprinkles on my hair, my curls do not last because they are a little heavier. These are glass beads, so be careful what type of beads you use. That can play a role in whether your hair will stay curly, whether it will hurt your locks being too heavy on your locks. So be careful of your sprinkles. If you love them, I love them. I'm not taking these out until they fall out, so I'm okay with it. I've learned that yes, my curls will not last, which I don't curl my hair that often anyway. I'm okay with it. So sprinkles, that's one thing I learned. Let me look at my phone, because I kind of wrote some things down because I didn't want to forget. So I mentioned the bees, and I mentioned the washing my hair. Also, I went this long. This time I went almost 2 months without washing my hair. Not, I have rinsed it in between, but I mean actually shampooing my hair. You also have to be careful how often you wet and wash your hair. You can dry your locks out if you're a person who's washing their hair or wetting their hair every day, every week. Your locks, unless you're extremely sweaty and a person who works out and sweats in the hair, you don't have to wash your hair that often, especially during the winter. Winter, your hair needs more moisturizing than anything else, so you should be washing it less. That's my take. Again, these are things I'm learning. These are things I'm finding that's working for me. So I can go longer during the winter months without washing my hair. During the summer months, I notice that I'm going to have to rinse my hair more often. Not necessarily wash it, but rinse it more often. But I got to be careful. I do not dry your hair out. Your hair can break off and thin out if you're drying your hair out by keep wetting it all the time too. So that's another thing. So be careful and pick and choose your washing cycles that you want to do for your hair, because that can play a role in you attaining your hair, your locks not thinning out, your locks are not drying off. Where you see people say they get little broken hairs and stuff. Keep your hair moisturized. If you're not a person who uses moisturizing, whatever you use, keep your hair moisturized. I noticed that a lot of people who wash their hair a lot, or herbal wash, and a lot of people who do free forming or stuff like that, they don't attain all their length. I mean, they can be so many years in and their hair is still short and they have broken pieces and that. So you can dry out your locks by overwashing it and the things you put in your locks, or the lack of putting things in your lock, can also dry your hair out. It was another thing, combining locks. I have combined quite a bit of my locks. I notice as my locks get older, the harder it is to combine older locks. They take longer. You can sew them if you want, but it takes a lot more than just twisting when your locks are older. When they're in the baby stage, no problem. Eventually, as they mature, they will come as one. But as your locks are older, because since they're already condensed, it's hard to combine them where they will stay. Most people either sew them. Some people try I think it's called instant locking with the crochet. But if your locks are mature, I'm not sure if that's the best route, because you're poking into mature locks, which could be breaking the hairs, which could cause thinning. Again, things to look into when it comes to your locks. I watch a lot of videos on different people with locks. Like a shout out with another person I watch is Desiree Marie. Like her channel, love her channel, great person. Yanni, the lockologist, great advice that she has. But you gotta pick and choose what you take from each person. Everything that person says you might not agree with, might not work for your hair or whatever. You got to take it in, digest it, see if it works for you. What doesn't work, you let go. What works for you, you continue on. That's what we do. All right, so the next thing is I wanted to talk about, I noticed with me not twisting, my locks are not circular. Some of them, especially in the back, and it could be because the way I sleep, they're flat. Doesn't bother me much, but I notice because I don't retwist, the more you don't retwist, the more your locks will flatten out if you're not sitting here manicuring them. Because otherwise they're just going to take on whenever you're laying in bed, and it's just going to stay flat. If you don't want flat locks, you got to do something to keep them from being flat. Whether you're taking every now and then when you wash them, it's just to do a little kind of roll or whatever to keep them in a circular way. But I notice in the back, a lot of mine's closer to the roots are flattening out. So when I wash them and everything, I have to go through, besides popping them, I got to somewhat kind of manicure, make them like a little circular, kind of give them a little palm roll to keep them from flattening out. So that's another thing you got to be careful with, not retwisting. You can end up with flat locks if that's what you want. Ain't nothing wrong with flat locks. Everyone's locks are unique. I love my locks. So with 2 months, almost 2 months, let me show you my new growth. Let me pull one out. Okay, this is the one on top. So this is 2 months, no retwist. Let me see if I can put my finger through my new growth and you can see. So I have about this much a new growth. That for 2 months is not bad. I think when I was a natural, I used to get about used to take me 2.5 months to get an inch. My hair grows slow, so this is almost 2 months, so I would say that's probably close to an inch. So I'm going to continue on. Like I said, I'm gonna go for another 2 months and see if I like the way it looks and everything. Also, I noticed with not retwisting, I have a scalp scraper, and I'll insert a picture somewhere here of it. It makes it easy for me to do a scalp massage when my hair is not retwisted, because the scalp massager doesn't get caught up in my locks. That's another bonus on that. So again, I'm still loving not retwisting. that is a good thing. So let me look on here and find out what else. Oh, the other thing I noticed, and maybe you noticed it too, why do people trim their locks? If you know, put it down below of reasons to trim your locks, because I'm not understanding why people feel the need to trim your locks. I don't think locks really need to be trimmed, because your ends are sealed, or as sealed as they're going to be, and if you trim them, you're kind of opening them up. So I'm not sure why some of the lock wearers decide they need to trim their locks. I'm thinking with locks, you have to, or depending on the individual, let your locks just do what they want to do, right? That means whether they stay fuzzy, whether they tilt, that you never end, the curl never goes. But why cut it off? What's the reason that we feel that we need to cut it off? I think a lot of people cut it off just as a thing to do. Just like when we were natural, everybody was going to say, oh, you need to trim your hair, you should cut your hair so often to help it grow. Cutting your hair doesn't help your hair grow. Trimming your locks is not making your locks grow either. Sometimes trimming your locks can set you back because now your ends are not sealed again. So I don't understand why some people decide they need to trim their locks. I don't think it's with me, and I have curly ends, and I refuse to cut these. I'm gonna let them stay until they fall off. It's all about being natural. Let it do what it wants to do. But I don't know, I'm still on the fence on whether locks really need to be trimmed. I don't think locks need to be trimmed. And I know we tend to like to be in our hair and feel that we got to constantly do so many things with it. Locks are so simple. You don't need to be trimming it. Doesn't need to be trimmed here. Doesn't need to be manicured here. They can just be. Isn't it great? Also, embrace the frizz. My locks are so frizzy. This is one thing you learn. They are so frizzy. I don't care how much I call myself wrapping the little ones around. They're going to be what they are. I'm going to have little pieces of hair coming here, little pieces of hair. But that's the learning part of it. That's learning yourself. Not worrying about the frizz. Let it be. Also, as an older woman, I got these grays. I am forever trying to get the grays in, pull it. You know what? I'm done. My hair and my gray hairs love being curly. They do not like to be anything else but curly. I'm going to let them be curly. I'm going to stop fighting them. So they're going to be curly whether they can get into the lock or not, but most of my gray hair is here. So I'm going to stop fighting it. I'm going to let it be what it wants to be. So, also, another thing that I noticed, some lock wearers, they put bentonite clay and baking soda, those type of products. Are they good? I don't think those are good for locks. They are easy to get embedded in our locks and very, very hard to get out. Those type of products can weigh your locks down. So I'm on the fence on whether the bentonite clays and the baking sodas and stuff are necessary or even needed or even the best thing to do with locks, since we always keep saying it and everyone says, once it gets in your lock, it's hard to get it out. Do you want to put clay in your locks and you're not 100% sure you can get it out of your locks? Sorry, the air just came on. But I see people do it. And I don't know if it's weighing their locks down. How are they 100% sure they can get all that out? So I don't think I will ever use bentonite clay or any type of product that is sandy type of gritty that I think will be hard to get out of my locks. It's hard enough using conditioner in your locks and making sure that doesn't cause buildup. Last thing I want to do is put something that's gritty and sandy and get it in my locks, but I see people do it. So again, I'm new. If you know, then give me some information or help me out or help someone out. Add it to the comments below. Enlighten us, because I'm still learning. I'm just afraid of things getting in my locks that I cannot get out. And I know a lot of people say it, but when you watch these videos with people using these different products and waxes and stuff like that, how can you say you don't want to worry about buildup, but you're putting these things that are difficult to get out of your locks? A lot of people are learning. If you look at some of the YouTubers, their first videos, and they are putting waxes and this and that, and then months later you see a video, they're fighting buildup. Buildup from all the waxes they were telling you earlier that you should be using that is not going to be building up in their hair, and then 3 months later they're telling you they got buildup. So sometimes you got to sit back and watch, see what happens. This person using this, check in 3 months later and see if they're still using that, or now they're crying that they got an issue. You don't always jump on things with quickness. Sit back, examine, see how it's being used. That's the beauty of YouTube. You can watch a lot of people use these products, and then sit back 3 months and see those same a lot of people argue about buildup and stuff like that because they use these bentonite clays and their hair is heavy, and no. This learn your hair. Don't jump on the first thing. It's good to try them. I'm not saying not to try them, but try it and see, or just watch someone else try it and see. But I'm cautious with my hair, and that's just me. Cause like I said, I'm new. I'm not even 2 years in, so I'm still learning everything. So everything I do, I am like, should I try this? Because at first I was like, not putting conditioner in my hair, and then it's like, my hair needs conditioner, so I'm using conditioner. I just had to make conditioner work for me. That means if I have to water down this conditioner, if that means I'm only putting conditioner in once or twice a week, I'm going to make it work because my hair needs conditioner. Water and just the rose water and a little bit of oil doesn't work for my hair. It dries my hair out. Plus I have color ends. My color ends have to be babied, and that means they need conditioner. They already lack a protein because I bleached them and everything, so I have to really baby those, keep that moisture and protein balance, especially on the color ends. But you want to also do it with your natural hair. You don't have to worry about protein as much with your natural hair. You more or less have to worry about conditioner with your natural hair. But when you have color ends, I have to worry about protein balance and conditioner with especially those ends. So that is it for now. With my 18 months, still loving it. My hair is probably like 50% dry. So I'll give you a little close-up of my grays and my new growth and my little space buns, and look how long my hair is. It's getting down to here. And I'm noticing even after 18 months, my hair is still condensing. My longer pieces, they are still, it's like my hair is still getting shorter, which is okay. I'm okay with it, as long as I can get it up in a ponytail or whatever. Most of the time when I'm around the house, it's either up in a bun or something. This is how I wear my hair, so, but I love it. Who says they love detangling their natural hair? We all love washing our hair. That hasn't changed. From natural, natural relax. I always love wash my hair. The part was the detangling. I do not look back on the natural time when I had to detangle my hair, especially the longer it got. man, I'm telling you, locks are a beautiful thing. And if you let your locks go so many, I forgot the YouTuber, and I'll try to insert her. She went a whole year without retwisting her hair. Her locks looked so gorgeous with that new growth as she pulled it back. I'm telling you, that's what I kind of want to try. I kind of want to go a whole year, but I don't think I could do a whole year. I got to do baby steps. Baby steps for me is 2 months, because I was the type of person, I was always in my hair. I'm always touching, So 2 months was a long time for me to go, because I kept on like, oh, I want to retwist. Nope, 2 months. So, and I'm still not there. I'm a week away. And like I said, I've been wanting to retwist, but next week I will probably film it. But I'm only going to do this part. And I'm going to try to go another 2 months without even doing the middle part. But I will always separate it and make sure my my locks do not marry, because I do like the size of my locks. I do not want any of my locks to marry. I'm not a freeformer. I'm not a semi-freeformer. I'm just a person that goes a little bit longer without retwisting, and that helps my hair look fuller, because my hair is thinner. So 18 months, loving it. We are only 4 months away from 2 years being locked. Loving it. And I've been wanting to color it. Oh, and I kept on saying I'm not going to bleach my hair again, but I want to color, because I want the top to have color, and I cut the color off of that. So I told myself I won't touch bleach or anything, or any color besides just refreshing the color, for maybe year 3 in locks, and see how my hair, because like I said, I'm still learning. I need to know whether my hair can handle it, and how to bleach or color or whatever locks, because you see a lot of people with bleach locks and stuff, and they tend to thin out at times if you're not careful. I know it's ways you can do it, and you can do it right, and that's the part I need to learn before I go in with bleach my hair. But anywho, that is it for today. This was just kind of a Q&A type of update, and questions and things that you noticed, things I've noticed. Put it down below if you have any questions. Maybe someone else is actually asking that same type of question, or maybe we can find out together. But I'm loving it. I had fun. Check out some of my other videos. Have you subscribed yet? Come on and join this family. We're going to be family. I'm going to be doing some vlogs, some of my vacation, family vacation, doing some of my travel vlogs and stuff. Let's get out there. The weather has broken. Loving my bike rides. Already did 2 bike rides. You'll probably see a couple of videos on bike rides. So I'm out and about. Let's get out and about and spend that money on family things, not on products, not hair products. We want to spend money on family vacation, adventures, learning new things. Do not spend all your money on hair products. That is not what we need to be putting all our money on. So go out and enjoy it. And you have a lovely day, my YouTube family.